Okay, so let's create your first Python program, and we'll do that in PyCharm. And our goal is to be able to run our work within PyCharm as well as show you how to run it from the command line, like any other Python program. So let's get started here. You're going to open up PyCharm. Make sure you download and install the professional version, which is going to be free with a educational email address. So use your usna.edu account. We'll create a new project. And notice at the top here, this is the location where your code is going to be stored. So I recommend creating a folder for this class, EW430, and then we'll just call this one demo. And you can leave everything else here alone except for the bottom. Make sure to uncheck this create a main.py welcome script. If you do leave this checked, when you drop into the PyCharm, you'll have code that's pre-populated, but it has a bit more than you need to worry about. And we'll just create the main.py script ourselves. So leave that unchecked and then go ahead and click create. So this is going to set up something called a virtual environment. We'll talk about what that means in future lectures, but it's basically going to set up Python for this particular project. You'll see this Windows Defender message. You can go ahead and say exclude directories and configure this automatically. That's fine, and then you can just go back to work, and that'll go away. This is because there's a lot of extra files and folders that get included in this VM directory, which can slow down search and virus tools just because of the sheer number of files that are added. So to get started here, we're going to right-click on the demo folder and say New, and then select Python file. And we'll call ours main.py, and by convention all Python files end in .py, but this is just a text file. So you could just as easily have written this in Notepad, but using the tool like PyCharm will give us syntax highlighting and the ability to execute it within the program itself. So we just need to have one line here, say print, parentheses, double quote, hello world. And now I'd like to be able to run this because this is a complete Python program. And it's one of the things that make Python a lot nicer to learn than a language like C, where you need a lot of extra boilerplate to get something to print to the screen. So let's first run this within PyCharm, and then I'll show you how to also run it from the command line. So we're going to go ahead and up here click Add Configuration, and then click plus. Select Python from the huge list down here, and say Python, because this is a Python script. And then the folder button here, you're going to click this open icon, and then select the main.py file. So that says, hey, when I click play up here, what I want to do is execute this main.py file. And everything else is fine here. Click OK. Now we can just press the run button, and note the output here, hello world. All right, so I want to emphasize that we're going to be using PyCharm extensively in this class, and you're going to be getting very used to clicking play up here. But I want to show you what's going on in the background because it's really important for you to understand the Python execution environment. So let's close out of PyCharm for a moment here and go into our folder explorer and find out where this thing lives. So I put it in my EW430 folder here. Yours might have been in a different location, but if we open up demo here, you see you've got some folders, but then there's this text file main, and I've associated it with the PyCharm execution, PyCharm executable, so I've got that little icon here, but it really is just a text file. So we could say open with, and you could use WordPad, and it's a little silly here, but there it is. It's just the words print hello world. So we can execute this from the command prompt. So if you type CMD in the search bar and hit enter, you'll get this command prompt here, and this will allow us to run programs like Python. So if I open up Python here, I can say print hello world, right? And then Control D to quit to exit, and that's how we do interactive Python. Now if I want to run a Python program, I have to pass the name of the file to the Python executable. So we can do that by saying Python and then just dragging over our file, and this will complete the path for us. If you have spaces in the name here, you're going to want to put double quotes. Otherwise, the command line will have trouble interpreting this as a single file. And when we run it, we see hello world. So for your assignment, you'll need to have a screen capture of the command prompt, just like this, as well as a screen capture of PyCharm also running your script like here.